What I'm about to say is a bit disrespectful of the Lord of Geo and would draw a lot of angry looks. Your argument just now exhibited acuteness of speech and thought. Most importantly, you don't fall for the boasting and acting of the others. You remain objective. So I have a question for you. Perhaps you will answer differently from other scholars. Do you think that all the gods that the Geo Archon killed were evil?
Let's not analyze it in terms of good versus evil. Rex Lapis placed great importance on the integrity of contracts. So any gods he killed certainly must have broken some kind of contract.
But when I was doing some research, I learned about the legend of the god of salt. The god of salt, Havria, was a very kind god, but she and Cap Morax used a rather underhanded trick to assassinate her.
This bit of history is a long story. But you may not like the truth when you...
Don't worry, please tell me what you know. This event, I've already searched for answers for a...
No, it's just...
Over here, Mr. Zhongli. I've been looking for you. So you're over here all this time. First of all, I'm not holding a weapon. There's no need to overreact now. I'm simply an archaeological researcher. But this time, I registered with the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs. I could show you I will be conducting an archaeological survey here. The results of which I heard that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor had a consultant named Zhang Li, with immense knowledge of ancient history and archaeology. So I paid Wangsheng Funeral Parlor a handsome amount to hire Zhang Li as my own...
So you mean to say that this is work for the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, yes? Well, since it's work, I don't have a choice. A consultant of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor must respect their duty.
Of course you would be such a reasonable man.
Wait, if you were studying archaeology...
That will give us a chance to continue the topic we were just discussing. Oh, and you should tag along too. This experience may be of help. It is a story from before the rise of the Seven. Although the god of salt has already perished.
Wait. This is an archaeological expedition, not a tour...
But this friend of mine has a treasure-finding talent, surpassed by no one.
Oh? What talent?
If my friend espies a treasure chest, they will absolutely find...
Well, that is quite enticing. Well, let's go. There's no time to waste. When the Overlord of the Vortex was crushed by the Jade Chamber recently, perhaps something of interest was... An ancient artifact would be good. Traces of ancient activity would be great. But a piece of the god's limb would be even better. Who knows what surprise... This place looks so ordinary. Can we really find anything valuable here? I don't mean the scenery, but rather that there should be something out of the ordinary. A big battle did just occur.
Guyan Stone Forest is actually the perfect place to be. If you wish to learn, legend has it that Rex Lapis threw spears made of large rock into the sea here, piercing and crushing the Overlord of the Vortex. After many years of wind erosion, those stone spears have turned into the unique rock formations we see now. What we see now is just the part of them that remain. The stone spears hurled by Rex Lapis, but due to the different angles they landed at, their large centers of mass, erosion by seawater and years of... So besides wind erosion, the initial collapsing of the stone spear...
Well, a god able to fight one so powerful as Rex Lapis was certainly very...
Indeed. This is where the value lies in most of the objects from that time were lost to the sea. But the gigantic waves created by the Overlord of the Vortex have given those...
So you're saying that if we look carefully, we'll be able to get, I mean, rich with archaeological knowledge and Well, since we brought so many people, I think it would be best to...
Okay then. I will go with my friend here. Although I have a smattering of knowledge in various disciplines, when it comes to archaeology, I can't compete with the expert here.
Huh? Me?
What's the matter? This is your profession. Why are you...
I get it. I'll...
Okay. If we find anything valuable. The ancient god probably left behind lots of elemental marks. Following them should make our search much easier.
By royal decree! Go! Dumpy dump,
Chivalry will never die.
I hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication. I created an... By royal decree! Animal test 6308! Shadow Raven! Black Knight!
No, my soul! Time to act. Let me read you a verse.
Animal hypostasis simulation! Dumpy Dumpy
Guyan Stone Forest is a place where a god was defeated, and its remnants still affect the area to this day.
By royal decree. Stand clear. Dumpy dumpy go!
Let me lead you a little.
Midnight Phantasmagoria! By royal decree.
Rain outlines your fate.
See that object in the center? Perhaps it emits the remnant strength of the god. That would certainly the hydromagnetic monsters. I have a contact and must put my personal feelings aside. Go ahead, defeat them, and recover the relic.
Time to act. Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Rain cutter. Rain outlines your fate.
Enhanced Animal test. Don't push my glasses! Wave into light! By royal decree!
It's just a stone slab, but its design is quite unique. This should be enough to garner some information. Let's head back.
La la la!
call yourself a scholar of archaeology? You can't even recognize this or that.
We all have our areas of expertise. I already tried...
This girl just keeps bragging about how she's an archaeologist, but she doesn't even know anything about the surrounding ruins. I even know more than her. She left me to rely solely on guessing, experience, to find anything valuable to take back.
I've just been researching the God of Salt, so I'm not familiar with sea relics. Is that so strange? And you! You kept asking about how much Mora everything is worth. Can the value...
Isn't measuring their value in Mora the easiest way? This also...
Now, calm down. No need to make a fuss. We were able to... Oh. What a shame. These objects were indeed washed ashore by the Overlord of the Vortex. But the stone slab we found, however, has a mysterious pattern and faint...
Quick, give it to me. At least we didn't come for nothing. The power... Oh, but these other objects are certainly worth a little something, right? It should be enough to cover the cost of hiring you. It's all mine.
Not at all. My quest to uncover the history of the God of Salt is because history can tell us about culture... But you? You're just
Nonsense! I'm a professional archaeology researcher from Snezhnaya. I swear, if I'm lying, may the Lord of Geo strike me down.
Oh, by the way, you probably don't want to sell that teacup.
Oh? Why's that?
That's not an ancient teacup. It's part of Ningguang's collection. It must have fallen here along with the Jade Chamber.
Ah, I see.
See? You do want to...
But, so what? Why can't I pursue wealth both in... All right then. No need to stay here any longer.
Dodoko? Dodoko, where are you? Cleo is a brave girl today. I found a really weird lizard. Want me to show it to you? Dodoko? Cleo is a brave girl today. I found a really weird-looking lizard. Want me to show it to you? Oz, reveal thyself! No, my...
Body and mind, time to act. Rain outlines your fate.
By royal decree, Animal Test 6308. Just waiting to light!
I heard that Salterai was once the home of the god of Salt's people. Therefore, there's sure to be loads of valuable relics nearby.
According to legend, the people of the god of Salt, Havria, enjoyed prosperous lives under her, but this legend has been around for ages. With the countless scrap collectors and treasure hoarders in the area, there probably aren't many valuable things left.
Oh, good. That's just great. If I knew it was picked this clean before, I would—
About that, I know there's a ruin deep in this cave here. It's related to the god of Salt, which is actually how the area originally got its name of Salterai. However, the ruin entrance has been sealed by a mysterious power. I found a mechanism that seemed to be related to the seal, but when so at the moment, the seal's origin and how to break it are very important topics in my research on the god of Salt. I don't know, there's no concrete evidence, but I'm pretty sure the seal is meant to hide some kind of long-forgotten truth. The god of Salt was a benevolent god, adored by the people, not to mention powerful. She wouldn't have so. The one who wants to hide some truth is very possibly her killer, Morax.
Who cares about all that? It sounds like countless treasures of the god of Salt lie within this ruin, just waiting for someone to find them, right?
You weren't listening at all, were you? Even if there's a mountain of treasures and
But we have the illustrious Mr. Zhongli with us. He looks like he knows just about everything. A little
This seal seems to be quite ancient.
I may know something about...
What?
Over the years, I've heard various rumors with bits of knowledge about seals. Although their references seem rather disordered, let's go take a look at the mechanism Miss Wanyan just...
Okay, since Mr. Zhongli says so. Here it is. There's some debris scattered here that, when put together, they definitely had to do with the god of Salt. According to the inscription on the side, if one looks from a certain angle, the secret to the mechanism will be revealed. See that? Although we activated the mechanism, nothing happened to the seal.
That's because there's actually another mechanism that must be activated.
Another?
Let me lead the way from here.
This place seems familiar. Huh, I remember. I think there's some elemental monuments. When I investigated the seal last time, I had someone with it, but when we lit up all the elemental monuments, nothing happened.
That's because you don't just need to activate them at the same time, but in a certain... The secret to this puzzle is hidden in the ledger. Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the west, Qingce in the north. All desolate and devoid of life. Liyue is vast.
To the north, to the east. Do the people of Liyue always...
Certainly you have. And the contents of this saying are also related to the god of Salt, to provide a haven for her people, whose lives had been ravaged by the Archon War. At that time, with the chaotic fires of war engulfing the land, and that haven she eventually found is right here.
How sad then. In the end,
Okay, enough with these ancient stories. Now that we have the clue, hurry up and break the seal. Whatever happened...
Tianheng in the south, Yaoguang in the east, Jueyun in the north. With this clue, you should be...
La la la.
No, my sword! Look! The seal really was broken! Mr. Zhongli is indeed quite remarkable.
It was nothing, really. Now, it's time that people learn the hidden truth lost to time.
La ta ta ta.爆弾持ちすぎたのかな。 段持ちすぎたのかな。あ、や
無用の争いを避けるため遺跡に入る前に一つ提案があるんだが。
何でしょう。
契約を結んでほしい。内容は順番に物を取る。一度に一点のみ。誠意を示すため俺はカウントしなくていい。
おい、せっかくのチャンス。
俺は認めない。この半人前の考古学者と。
それはこっちのセリフよ。塩の魔人の文化財が台無しになるわ。絶対に。
もし契約を結べないのならこの遺跡にある宝と罠の対処は二人の判断に。
それは分かった。塩の魔人。
契約に応じてもいいけど、塩の魔人の真相を見つけたらたとえモラクスに不利なことであって。
その条件ならでは。
These bombs, so heavy.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Are these... statues?
No. These are people.
Ugh.
They were probably followers of the god of salt.
How did they become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin?
Rain outlines your fate. A Trojan test.
Quake!
Look at this! It's filled halfway with salt.
Oh, it just looks like a fancy salt holder.
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is also forever...
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out, the amount inside...
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt. The god of salt is powerful and...
Finally, after all that effort, I've found... I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000...
Hey! How can you use a relic?
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong...
Of course, as we agreed. But how can...
Since we have a contract...
Then let's move on, shall...
Crumble! Just a simple ruler. It doesn't look to be worth anything.
This, if I remember correctly, this is some kind of measuring tool.
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued it with another power.
Si Janus kumakain yun.
When you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt, much like a rising tide covers the earth. The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt will appear.
That's even better than the salt chalice!
Well then, according to our contract...
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized this, and this girl has been useless!
So you are saying you want to break...
So what if I break it? Now that I've seen how the mechanisms in this ruin work, let's not forget who hired who here. Why should...
Because you agreed to a contract. Rex Lapis once said, ones who break their...
That is one of your Liyue gods.
will suffer the wrath of the rock. You...
Rain outlines your rain cutter.
Animal test, animal hypostasis emulation.
Quake! This is order.
Boing, boing, boing!
Can't run from death. I shall confiscate your treasure as well. You are not worthy to continue any further.
Oh, darn you!
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes. But besides greed, there are many other things that may tempt us to break contract. When people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to control their desire? I think we should be honest with each other. That in truth, not a single member...
Why do you say that?
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge, and can recognize naught but a few simple relics.
A man of great knowledge and talents. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago, when the Archon War engulfed the land in chaos. During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left us alone and lost. We hate him! But this is Morax's Liyue after all. And its history is written as he... So I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on, didn't we, Mr. Zhongli?
Naturally, of course. But I must add, Liyue is no longer Morax's Liyue. Come with me. I'll...
Crumble! Fight! This is order!
Let me read you a verse.
Wings of darkness, come, sever night from day. Squirrel, Mark 2.
This is order!
This is a sword? Aha! It's a broken sword! This is proof! This proves that the God of Salt had to fight back. Fight back against the power of this sword surely is much greater than that of... If we can repair the sword, then we can show the world the mighty power of the God of Salt.
2 pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective, these are 2 separate relics. According to the contract.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure, true. But Clement is no longer here.
Yes. But the only one object per claim clause still holds true. You can...
This logic!
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide.
No! If I only take 1/2, then it can't be repaired, and the power of the God of Salt cannot be restored. No matter what, I must be, even if it breaks the contract. I don't...
So you are already decided? That is to say, you consign yourself to...
That's okay. The God of Salt gave up her life to protect her people. Punish me however you want. Just let me take this...
Perhaps that punishment would be easier for her. As punishment.
Huh? The truth?
Yes. The truth that I'm afraid to say that the God of Salt, Havria, was not the powerful god you imagine her to be. Rather, she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it came to war, she lost.
What?
During the Archon War, the gods of this world used all their strength and cunning to vie for control of Teyvat. But Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, she could save herself and her people from the war. However, during such a long war, there is no end to the advances of aggressors. After making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands, until only one small haven remained.
No. No!
In her last days, she had not even a single blade to defend her people with.
Not even a single blade? Then...
This sword is not a relic belonging to the God of Salt, but is instead the murder weapon used to kill.
Murder weapon? No! That's not true! That can't be true!
As I said before...
Preposterous! You are a
Indeed. Otherwise, why would I use the truth as punishment? Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There, I fear. Salt. And betrayal.
What are all these? What did they see? What happened?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond this door will show you all that happened. This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated, leaving nothing but these traces of salt. Her dying moments have since been frozen in time to this very day. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, kind, but weak god could never protect anyone in wartime. The Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of consigning her to the agony of defeat, they thought perhaps it would be better to give her a quick release. No matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain is beyond the strength of mortal coils to bear. Those who could not flee were thus transformed. Those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue, where they sought refuge with their descendants, feared Havria's remnants, and lived in terror that she had laid upon them an eternal curse. So they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword, and offer up obeisances in hopes that her anger might be appeased. But they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted, even till...
This must be a lie. Don't you dare try to shake my faith!
This is the price she must pay. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately, simply Indeed. In ages past, Havria's faith in a god who has already passed will do you no good. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax. All right then. Now... treading old ground, one cannot help but be reminded of old... Now, I mentioned before that many gods of old have been sealed beneath the Guyan Stone Forest. The Adepti have presently handed Liyue over to mortals, and Havria's time was even further in the past. To leave them here is to let them slumber. And I ended an era with my own two hands. I've always wondered how history records, but history may be changed. I need to find a better way of recording stone carvings were one such ancient method. But unchanging stone, immovable earth, even one such... Therefore, I thought of you. You are one who crosses the celestial atlas, and who passes through countless worlds. If our history is engraved in your memory, it will one day accompany you into another. As long as a traveler like you is able to record what happened, then a backup of sorts will exist for times and tides of Teyvat. Now then, it is time that we consigned both the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler to the sea. As I said before, this is the place to which the remnants of many bygone gods. This includes Osial, Overlord of the Vortex, who the Jade Chamber most recently returned to this ocean prison. Thousands of years ago, the Adepti and I fought against the turmoil that plagued every corner of this land. Guyan Stone Forest, where I sealed many gods with my spears. After so long, naught but folk tales remain. Osial, you and I were foes, but our ancient grudge is but a bygone memory now. May that which Havria has left behind be yours to subsume. And thus another spark of divinity departs from Liyue. My legacy shall now be left to those who come after to debate. I will remain here for a while. I fear that moments of reminiscence like this though the Salt Chalice and Salt Ruler do have power in their own right, if a day comes when he should recover his strength and return, I will remain here for a while. That is a good question. But now... But if this journey was... I will remain here for a while. We did not... Of course,